It was in the early days of Scientology, in the 1960s, that L. Ron Hubbard was at St. Hill delivering his famous St. Hill Special Briefing Course lectures. It was around that time, into the 1970s, that one Bobby Richards, a professional composer, was taking services when he wrote these inspirational songs. Bobby took it upon himself to compose suitable songs containing the message of our subject for a choir to sing in the chapel at St. Hill. Merv Nash noticed that the choir's singing could be improved, and he built a recording studio at his home in one of his spare coach house buildings, so the choir could hear how they sounded. It was after that the singing standard improved immensely. The choir grew, and Bobby, at one point, was producing a new song for them to sing every week. The choir could hardly wait for the week to end and to discover what other aspect of the subject he had again captured in song. At one point, the BBC booked a time to visit and make a documentary on Scientology. Because we were registered as a church, we were expected to have a church service and sing hymns. The songs that Bobby wrote were totally in harmony with our philosophy, so this is what the choir sang for the broadcast. Interestingly enough, it was during this time that a very young David Miscavige, now chairman of the board, came by and listened to a recording session. A copy of these recordings was recently sent to David, who wrote back with his memories of the event and a very lovely letter of acknowledgement, as well as his assurance that the recording had been in place in our archives. Catherine Bell, the lead singer, took another choir member with her to join the Royal College of Music in London, and then they both went on to join the London Symphony Orchestra chorus for further training and experience. Passing this training on to the remainder of the choir members resulted in a very lovely sounding choir. During the time of the choir, Merv Nash booked a London studio, and Bobby Richards arranged a few of his numbers for full orchestra. Bobby used his contacts to book some professional singers and musicians, and the result of that can be heard on about 10 of the songs in this collection. Even today, over 40 years later, these numbers are still as fresh as the day they were composed by Bobby and sung by the choir from St. Hill.